Hi everybody, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today we are doing another live stream. Yeah, another live stream. So today's live stream, we're talking about Spider-Man again, and we're going to be talking about some other things too. Okay, so Tom Holland calls Spider-Man actors Maguire and Garfield long-lost brothers. Now, Tom Holland's opened up his relationship with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, calling the two past Spider-Man actors his long-lost brothers. Now, this was from 4 hours ago. Okay, Tom Holland has calls the past Spider-Man actors Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield his long-lost brothers. Now, Holland's highly anticipated Marvel Cinematic Universe movie is now just a little more than a week away. So Spider-Man No Way Home is bowing down to December 17th. So again, Holland will fill in the Spider-Man suit for the third time in his solo Homecoming series, in his sixth overall appearance in MCU since the Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures started sharing his character in 2015. So ever since it was confirmed that No Way Home would feature a multiverse storyline of reemergence of villains from past Spider-Man movies, the speculation has been fervent about Maguire and Garfield Spider-Man will also appear to level the playing field. Now, amidst the incessant rumors and purported leaks, Garfield has vehemently denied his involvement, though fans have suspected this is a grand ploy to protect the payoff in his surprise in No Way Home. Related to this article, was scarily close to making Andrew Garfield Spider-Man MCU canon. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something else. Whether or not Maguire and Garfield appear in the movie, the current Spider-Man actor has been faced with numerous questions about his two predecessors during the No Way Home press tour. Now, during a recent interview with AP Entertainment, sitting alongside his co-stars, Holland has opened up his personal relationship with Maguire and Garfield, endearingly referring to him as his long-lost brothers. You can read what he said below. "I guess we're friends. We bumped into each other at parties, seen each other out and around. We bumped into Toby the other day at a restaurant. We're the only three people that have played this character on the big screen. So there's an affiliation between us. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? There's a communal bond between the three of us. So when we see each other, it does feel like a long lost brother. I saw Andrew that other day at a party in LA. I gave him a big cuddle, and it was very nice. I love to share the screen with them one day. Unfortunately, I don't ever think we'll be able to wear the suits together, but it would be nice to make a film with both of them." Now, anytime Holland speaks about Maguire and Garfield, it only seems to raise suspicions about their involvement in No Way Home. Now, despite Sony and Marvel attempt to send clear message that they are not in the movie, which is likely an attempt to protect the surprise reveals, if the film does eventually reveal their involvement, it'll be one of Marvel's biggest payoffs in some time. Now, thankfully though, No Way Home debut is just around the corner, and it will end all the speculation. So while Maguire was largely been able to avoid the press regarding his whole ideal, Garfield has been promoting his latest movies back to back. The Eyes of Tammy Faye and TikTok Boom has been bombarded with questions about his involvement. Again, although he's clearly not at liberty to reveal anything, Garfield did gush with admiration for Holland, since it's now clear he views Garfield and Maguire as his long-lost siblings. Perhaps No Way Home is when the three Spider-Man actors finally unite on the screen. So let me know what you guys' thoughts about that is. I really want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Again, I thought it was really interesting that Tom Holland has decided to call the other Spider-Man actors his long-lost brothers. Again, I think that's really heartwarming, really endearing, and very, 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 very nice of him to call his predecessors, of course, his long-lost brothers. Now, I thought that's really cool myself. So again, Hawkeye Episode 5, what directors have teased to what to expect. So, the directing duo of Hawkeye is not going to be disappointed with Episode 5 teasing a change of the tone for the series. Now, this was from 4 hours ago. So, Hawkeye directing duo have teased what to expect in the next episode. Hawkeye is the latest entry of MCU, released between the Eternals and No Way Home, and tells the story of Clint Barton teaming up with Kate Bishop to confront enemies of his past as Ronin while trying to make it home to family in time for Christmas. The series has featured Hawkeye encountering a number of threats from the comics, including the tracksuit mafia, Maya Lopez, aka Echo, Jack Dukesquane, aka Swordsman, and most recently, Yelena Belova from Black Widow. Again, unlike previous MCU series like WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Loki, which were all overseen by one director for all their episodes, Hawkeye's had multiple directors, from 1 and 2 and 6 being directed by Rhys Thomas, and so 3, 4, and 5 helmed by British directing duo Amber Finlayson and Katie Elwood, who are credited as Bert and Bertie. Now, this duo has again one feature film to their credit before the 2019 film Troop Zero, as well as some episodes of Kitten and the Great, before landing their gig for Hawkeye. But in the 2 episodes they have released, they directed, major changes have happened between Kitten and Kate. It appears more changes are still to come. Related to this article, why Hawkeye is Disney Plus's least watched live-action MCU show. Now, speaking of Screen Rant, exclusive interviews, Bert and Bernie teased what to expect for the 5th episode of the series, which is going to air on December the 15th on 2021 on Disney Plus. The duo has teased the audiences won't be disappointed of what to come. They also hinted that the shift of the tone of the series in a future episode, but doesn't indicate what the tone is going to be. This is what they said. You won't be disappointed. I don't think we can be specific, but we can say that you never know where the show's going to go, whether it's the character, the discovery, or also just a tone. You might be settling into a certain tone, suddenly you're in a very different tone. It's one of those things we find so exciting about the show. Recent report from Industry Insider teased Episode 5 is going to blow up the internet, hinting some interesting development for the series. It's been rumored for some time that Vincent D'Onofrio would be reprising his role as Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, from the Netflix Daredevil series in Hawkeye, as Maya Lopez's unseen uncle. Now, given this fact, Hawkeye Episode 5 will air the day before the early screenings of Spider-Man No Way Home, taking place in that film's rumored to feature Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. It'll be perfect timing for one way for the 2 projects to build hype off of another. Now, the tease of a change in tone could also be a major hint of what to come, possibly shifting the point of view of the series from lead characters to supporting players like Lucky the Pizza Dog, Matt Fraction, and David Aja. Hawkeye's comic run featuring issues entirely told from Lucky's point of view. One episode like that would be both unexpected from an entry in MCU, as well as a traditional event television series. The episode of Hawkeye focused on the lovable animal sidekick and will likely generate a passionate, positive response similar to how Baby Yoda's cute appearance in Mandalorians made a cultural phenomenon. Still, odds of the series are gearing up for something major in episode 5. Now we're going to be talking about why it takes so long for Kingpin to show up in MCU. So, Kingpin looks to make his official debut in Hawkeye. Episode 4 has subtly explained how he hasn't been seen before. Okay, spoilers from episode 4. So, episode 4 of Hawkeye subtly revealed why it's taken so long for Kingpin to appear in MCU. Now, for months, there's been reports that Vincent D'Onofrio will be reprising his role as Kingpin in the Hawkeye Disney Plus TV series, a bite from rebooted from the MCU. It's now becoming clear those rumors are correct. Marvel isn't exactly being subtle about a setup. Hawkeye has already introduced Echo, which is a character connected to Kingpin in the comics. It's also dropped references to Echo's unseen uncle, clearly a reinvented Kingpin. Episode 4 went one step further, with Clint Barton revealing Jack Dusquesne's work for the big guy. Another pretty obvious nod to Kingpin. Now again, well, as rather on-the-nose physical descriptions of him. Now, unfortunately, the MCU shared universe model is now working against Marvel when it comes to introducing new hero and villains. The MCU has existed for over a decade now, but again, meaning every new character introduced needs to come with an explainer. So, why haven't they seen him before? That's a good question. But again, Marvel's been trying to handle this issue with care and establishing reasons for his absence of a core part of the character design. The Eternals were disbanded and sworn to not interfere with human affairs. For example, while Shang-Chi was too young to get involved in any of the superhero chaos, Kingpin is a lot trickier. He's a threat that's precisely because his position of power and the fact superheroes like Spider-Man have not crossed paths with him before, which is rather odd. So related to this article, Kingpin's MCU return can deliver Marvel's best unresolved cliffhanger. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. So still, the Hawkeye episode 4 has subtly explained it. One scene from Hawkeye confronts a member of the Tracksuit Mafia. He notes that Echo's obsession with Ronin isn't just his problem, it's an issue for her boss, too. But one this could potentially get her killed. According to Clint, Echo's boss doesn't like anything that draws attention to operations. He prefers to stay in the shadows, avoid the public attention, and open conflict with an Avenger would certainly draw a lot of attention. His modus operandi is the smart way of explaining why the Kingpin hasn't turned up in MCU before until now. Although Kingpin probably used the chaos after Thanos snapped to expand his criminal empire, a subtle line of dialogue from Hawkeye episode 1 has suggested he's already a dominant force before the blip. According to an auctioneer, when Hawkeye adopted his Ronin identity during the 5-year gap, he's almost destroyed the status and power of the head organized crime. A comment that suggests Kingpin has been firmly established for years. This also raises a possibility S.H.I.E.L.D. has known about Kingpin's activities and had perhaps been trying to track him down for some time, until S.H.I.E.L.D. had fell in Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, Hawkeye could thus have already known that Kingpin of crime, and indeed it could have been Wilson Fisk's survival of the snap. The tyrannical shadowy crime boss surviving when Clint Barnes' wife and children did not. This would have driven him to become Ronin. Now, Hawkeye episode 4 has cleverly explained why Kingpin hasn't been seen in MCU up till now. It's interesting to speculate whether he'll have more presence in Phase 4, perhaps with assassins that are targeting Spider-Man. Now his secret identity has been blown. It's reasonable to assume Spider-Man is unwittingly interfering with Kingpin's criminal empire. Again, but perhaps Kingpin has even one of Vulture's customers, and Kingpin assassins did indeed target Peter Parker and his family after his secret identity was revealed in comics. Charlie Cox is reprising the role as Kingpin's nemesis, Daredevil, in MCU. There have been rumors he's going to appear in No Way Home. Again, it would be smart for Marvel to include two minor cameos from both Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk playing their parts. Again, that would create a strong synergy between Hawkeye and Spider-Man No Way Home, especially interesting given the Disney Plus show and Marvel Cinematic Universe movie appear to set around the same time. Okay, and again, new episodes of Hawkeye release on Wednesday. Okay, so let me know what you guys thought about that as why it's taking so long for Marvel Cinematic Universe to have Kingpin. I think it's really cool, but again, let me know your thoughts. I think it's interesting that now you have that to think about. So, we're gonna try to find someone else. It's, um, okay, so now we're gonna be talking about comic book news. We're gonna be talking about the Black Cat. Yes, the Black Cat. The Black Cat wants the Infinity Stones for the most human reason. So Black Cat's Infinity Heist reaches its conclusion, with Marvel Comics revealing the human reason why she wanted them. This is 9 hours ago. Okay, warning, there are spoilers for giant-sized Black Cat #1 by Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics has revealed the truth behind Black Cat's Infinity Stone heist. It is more tragic than previously believed. From the giant-sized Black Cat #1, Felicia Hardy has revealed she's assembled the Infinity Stone wielding heroes' efforts to find a way to cure her mother's terminal cancer. From the end, her plan is successful, even if it did land her in prison. So, now Black Cat's assembled 3 current wielders of the Infinity Stones for a mission involved curing a dying AIM scientist. Again, Felicia Hardy's client, said to be the big player in the Marvel Universe, with Doctor Doom being named likely villain to have hired her. However, in her attempt to get the Infinity Stones, she's been met with challenges from Nick Fury and Nighthawk, the latter of whom wants to use the stones to restore the hero's reborn reality. Now, Marvel Comics is revealing the very human reason why Black Cat wants the Infinity Stones in the first place. Related to this article, Carnage's mid-transformation cosplay needs to be seen to be believed. But we're not talking about him, we're talking about someone else. So in Giant Size Black Cat #1 by Marvel Comics, Black Cat's final mission involving Infinity Stones is in full swing. She came up with this plan for the stone-wielding villain Star, Quantum, and Overtime. Again, Black Cat then gets Star, who wields the Reality Stone, use her powers to cure Target, and Monica Rampacini of her cancer. Again, however, it turns out that not the Rampacini who Star has cured, but Black Cat's dying mother. Naturally, though, Star isn't happy to learn what she's been played for. Again, in monologues, Black Cat has revealed Doctor Doom and Monica Rampacini were never real parts of her plan. Instead, she's figured out that the only way to prevent her mother from death of cancer was to get the Infinity Stones, somehow to change reality. Assemble the Infinity Stones, embedded heroes, and promising them safety from Nick Fury. Successfully got Star to cure her mom's cancer. It's quite the cunning con by Black Cat, and the comic is ended with Black Cat in prison, which surely won't be able to help to keep the Great Thief locked up for too long. The entire story crossover made for quite a fun storyline. The reveal of Black Cat wanting the Infinity Stones to cure her mom's cancer is a satisfying twist that ends the arc with in an exciting, heartwarming way. Unlike most Marvel villains who want to have the Infinity Stones to shape reality in their own ways, Black Cat just wanted to save her mom. Now she's proved that she's Marvel's greatest thief by pulling off Infinity Stone heist. Readers can check out her finale in the Journey and the giant-sized Black Cat that's in comic book stores right now. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about Psylocke. Yes, Psylocke. Psylocke's most iconic costume comes to life in stunning X-Men cosplay. Okay, so stunning new cosplay done by Hairspray Hippie Cosplay brings the X-Men Psylocke to life in a comic-accurate take of her hero. This is from a day ago. So new cosplays starring the X-Men iconic heroes, Hairspray Hippie Cosplay brings Psylocke to life in a look that is stunning and also comic book accurate. Talented cosplayer shows off Psylocke's classic costume in an ensemble of the psychic hero wielding the powerful energy sword. Again, for her character undergoing significant changes, especially over the last couple years, the cosplay shows just why so many readers connected to Psylocke from the get-go. Again, Psylocke has been one of the more convoluted backstories and histories of X-Men. Originally, Psylocke was Betsy Braddock, the sister of hero Captain Britain, but the hero had her mind swapped with Japanese ninja assassin from Taiwan, but as two minds became one, Psylocke, she was able to create psychic blades while having Braddock's telepathic powers as well. So Psylocke's powers have undergone numerous changes over the years. Again, her character is recently split up into two different beings. Betsy Braddock has taken up the mantle of Captain Britain, while Kawan has retained the role of Psylocke from Marvel Universe. Both Captain Britain and Kawan have appeared in X-Men titles in Marvel Comics, but each character having their own distinct form. Their legacy and their backstory remain extremely complicated, even though Psylocke's bathing suit like costume has also supposed to be temporary and has ended up being her most iconic look. Now, latest article, Venom and Carnage body paint cosplay somehow makes symbiotes more scarier. But we're going to keep going. So on her Instagram account, cosplayer Hairspray Hippie Cosplay has showed her take on Psylocke. The look of the comic accurate cosplay of Chris Claremont and Jim Lee's version of her hero as the ninja bathing suit like suit is brought into life. In addition to this cosplay, it features Psylocke's purple hair, her long boots, her arm guards, and as well as a sonic sword that glows while in the hero's hand. The caption of the image says, "You underestimate my power," which is appropriate for any hero many of her opponents aren't ready to face and are often badly defeated by. Again, this is a really, really, really cool cosplay. You can check out the photo and you can also follow her. Hairspray Hippie Cosplay. It's really, really cool. So, I'm probably going to save her photo. I'm going to try to save her photo, but I'll probably do it later. I'm not going to do it right this second, but I'll do it later. But Hairspray Hippie Cosplay, she has her own page on Instagram. So, let me know what you think about her Psylocke cosplay. I think is pretty cool. So another fantastic comic book cosplay was Olivia Marie. She's had a knack for bringing some of the Marvel's most famous heroines to life, including the pitch perfect take of Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Man universe. But Psylocke might have just been the most complicated legacy of comics, which is also saying something, given that X-Men have undergone many retcons from the movies and media than pretty much any other group of heroes. But her bathing suit costume remains the most iconic look, for the better and for the worst. But in this case, Hairspray Hippie Cosplay did fantastic job showcasing the X-Men hero's costume, as the cosplay was tremendous. Okay, I think that was pretty cool, because Psylocke is a really, 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 really complicated, but also really, really interesting X-Men character. So we're just gonna try to find some other stuff. It is already after 2 in the morning, and I'm still wide awake, and I should probably get some sleep, but I'm probably just gonna finish this live stream, and then I'm probably gonna sleep, and then I'll probably wake up late, like later. But okay, so we're just gonna try to find something else. Alright, we just have to find something. I just have to go really far down to see if I could find something cool. Okay. So we're just trying to find something. It's just really hard to find things sometimes. We're looking. Okay. So now we're going to talk about why Yelena wants to kill Hawkeye. Okay, Marvel's Hawkeye features return of Yelena Belova's White Widow, but why does she want to kill Clint Barton? That's a good question. So while Hawkeye has seen the return of Black Widow Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, why does she want to kill Clint? That's a good question. But episode 4 of Hawkeye, Clint Barton and Kate Bishop are attacked by Yelena Belova while on a mission to secure an important item. Additionally, it's clear the former Russian assassin is looking to murder Hawkeye, motivating that Clint to end his partnership with Kate Bishop to keep her safe. Again, Black Widow Natasha Romanoff reunited with her sister, Yelena, and her parents while they worked to take down the Red Room once and for all. But in the end, they saved many of the women who have been brainwashed and turned into weapons by General Dreykov, just as they had. However, while most of the film took place before the Infinity War, the film post-credit scenes saw Yelena mourning for her sister after her death in Endgame. Belayed this article, Endgame had ruined Hawkeye's costume insult by killing Tony Stark. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. Now it looks as though Yelena is determined to go after Clint in order to seek revenge. However, who pointed her towards it? Again, what exactly does Yelena know about her sister's death? Furthermore, what is gained by killing a retired Avenger? So, how Black Widow has made Hawkeye Yelena's target. Now I know we already talked about this. It was basically a post-credit scene from Natasha's grave, mourning the loss of her sister, and again there was Contessa Valentina Agola de Fortain, played by Julia Louis Dreyfus, and as the two have talked, they revealed Yelena works for Contessa, who's elected to be the former widow, her next target personally. This question is none other than Clint, and Contessa identifies him as the man responsible for Romanoff's death. It's unclear if Val is aware of anything that's happened on Vormir or Natasha's sacrifice in Endgame. Now, despite this, Clint's best efforts to give his wife instead. Now, if she does know, she doesn't tell Yelena, choosing instead to vilify Hawkeye in order to send the White Widow on a quest for vengeance. Now it looks as though Clint Barnes' reckoning with Yelena has finally came in Hawkeye. Black Widow's ending sets up Yelena's new team. Again, Black Widow post-credit scenes also confirmed by Yelena and Contessa Valentina, and they are a bigger part organization. Seeing how Valentina's agreed with Yelena's sentiments about wanting a raise, and a vindication they both work for someone higher or chain of command. Again, furthermore, it's likely Yelena isn't their only operative, seeing how Valentina can also be seen working with John Walker, U.S. agent, at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier. Related to this article, MCU Theory's Thanos Infinity War snap is responsible for Kingpin's rise. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about something else. So, it's been widely theorized Valentina is building a team of Dark Avengers and some unknown purpose. If it's true, Yelena will certainly fit a bill as a perfect candidate to serve as a Black Widow counterpart, just as John Walker did for Captain America. While more operatives will undoubtedly be added as MCU progresses, why does Contessa's organization want to have Hawkeye dead? Why Val needs Hawkeye dead? Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about this. So whatever Contessa Valentina and her group are working on, they clearly want Clint Barton dead, sending Yelena to kill him with a strong vendetta to ensure job gets done. As it stands, their concern likely lies with Barton's past as Ronin, rather than his time as an Avenger. But during their 5-year decimation, thanks to Thanos, Ronan has mercilessly operated in the darkest corners of the world, serving some lethal justice and created several enemies from his wake. It is noted and is possible Contessa and her group could be some of those enemies, fearing that Barton's continued existence can threaten their operations again. Now, regardless of this reason, Contessa's desire to have Hawkeye killed is incredibly telling about who she is and her motivation behind her group she's worked for. Now, again, based upon everything we've seen so far in MCU, she does seem to be a dark version of Samuel Jackson Fury, working as a shadowy mirror version of S.H.I.E.L.D. with her own agenda and how the world should be saved and protected, though they might not be the most ethical or moral hence in their secrecy. Hawkeye sets up a repeat of Black Widow's origin. Again, looking for the MCU future, it seems as though Clint Barton and Yelena Belova are facing each other very soon. Now, despite Episode 4 seeing Belova fleeing the battle after Kate Bishop's got a drop on her, it's further noted it's still unknown whether or not Clint will get a chance to explain to the White Widow what has happened on Vormir with the Soul Stone, along with the deep regret he's carried and he wasn't able to sacrifice himself before Natasha did. Now, latest article, Hawkeye is set in the multiverse. This MCU theory could change everything. But we're not talking about it, we're talking about something else. So while Yelena doesn't seem to be in a talking mood, she could very well be met with the same scenario Clint was back when he first met Natasha's Black Widow in Budapest. Again, Clint's confirmed to Kate before the Battle of Yelena. Now, the best shot he ever has to take, and one he didn't take, the reference of sparing Natasha's life. Despite his orders to take her out, Clint has chosen to offer her a second chance instead, getting her out of her dark past as a Russian assassin to become the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and eventually an Avenger. Will Yelena Belova take the shot when she's got the chance in Marvel's Hawkeye? Or will she learn about her sister's sacrifice as a hero and choose to spare Clint's life? Now, choosing to let Clint live, despite the darkness of his past, certainly is a dynamic way for Yelena to honor Natasha's origin, especially considering that Hawkeye has massively important role in Black Widow's life. Now, in any case, guys, here's hoping that Kate Bishop is able to convince Clint that he still needs a partner more than ever now that Yelena has become involved on top of everything they're dealing with. Okay, so now there's an MCU theory, guys. There's an MCU theory, and this was a few days ago. So, again, theories, guys. Theories are good. So, MCU theory says Hawkeye's Echo is a Dark Avenger, but not Yelena. Okay. Val Val's poorly planned mission to kill Hawkeye could lead Maya Lopez, Echo, to replace Yelena Belova as a Dark Avenger version of the Black Widow. This is a theory. This was from 3 days ago. Warning, there are spoilers. Now, Clint Barton's first shared story with Kate Bishop in Hawkeye could play the big role in formation of the Dark Avengers. Namely, though, in the reveals of Black Widow's true villainous stand-in, each installment of MCU Phase 4 plants a seed toward the creation of more super teams. Now, with the original Avengers lineup absent to protect the world, several groups of superhumans can either try to replace them or try to destroy their legacy. Again, apart from the Young Avengers, one of the super teams that have been most evident setups for Phase 4 is the one that Valentina Agua D14 is assembling. So Val has started with John Walker, the US agent, at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier. She's also continued with Yelena Belova after the events of Black Widow and Endgame. Now, Marvel Studios hasn't confirmed whether Val's team will be a Thunderbolts or if it's going to be a Dark Avengers. But given this clear parallel between her first recruits, the two of the original Avengers, it's likely this later team will debut first. Now, since my computer is charged, I'm going to unplug it real quick, and I'm going to try to move my computer and try to lay down at the same time without having my computer drop. That's a challenge of its own. Again, we don't know if it's going to be a Thunderbolts, and we don't know if it's going to be a Dark Avengers, but that is to be determined based on what we know. So, relate this article. Marvel knows it messed up Thanos in Infinity War, and Hawkeye's proved it. Now, that's a video I already talked about. Again, I saw some of you subscribers have seen it, and I saw you guys like it. So, again, I'm doing some stuff that's kind of similar to that with these new live streams I'm doing. So, in order to create maintain villainous mirrors to the Avengers, Val needs to get some new recruits. It's a strong motivation to do what the Avengers never do. So John Walker's unstable personalities makes it easier for her to manipulate him, but also lying to Yelena about killing Black Widow may not be enough to convince her to stay. Now here's how Hawkeye could replace Yelena with the Dark Avengers, real dark version of Black Widow, Echo. So why Yelena may not join Val's team. Okay, guys, this is theories. So, Black Widow's post-credit scene has featured Valentina Agua D14, revealing that Yelena Belova, that Clint Barton is a culprit behind Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow's death. Now, even though it's completely false, it's difficult for Hawkeye to disprove it. He is the only person beside the Red Skull to witness how Black Widow chose to sacrifice herself of the Soul Stone on Vormir. However, it is not difficult enough to explain to Yelena, who understands Quint was the one who helped Natasha join the Avengers. Now, Hawkeye is a celebrated Avenger. If Yelena learns of his time, of the bloodthirsty Ronin, believe it, he would go as far as to kill his best friend in the middle of a world-saving mission. That would be a bit of a stretch, if you ask me. But again, once Yelena hears Quint's version of the story, it's only up to her own motivation to associate herself with a team of questionable anti-heroes will be gone. Now, MCU Yelena Belova is kind-hearted with her experience of the Red Room and has allowed her to understand how dangerous it is to believe in an organization blindly. Overly complicated misunderstanding could lead her to stay with Val, but since Black Widow only sets up her character, who will continue Natasha Romanoff's heroic legacy? Her future seems more likely with the Avengers or with the Thunderbolts if Baron Zemo doesn't revert to his twisted self. Now, Baron Zemo is something completely different, and we actually seen Baron Zemo from Falcon Winter Soldier. Again, but we're talking about other stuff right now. So, Echo is Black Widow's dark counterpart. Okay, another theory. So, Yelena Belova realizes she's being manipulated by Val. The character who could fill the role for Dark Avengers might be Maya Lopez, we know as Echo. Now, like Natasha's, Echo has become a deadly martial artist when she was a child. However, she's done it because she wants to be able to defend herself and defeat any threat that could come her way. Unlike that of Natasha, who was forced to become a Black Widow by the Red Room, opposite to Natasha, Maya Lopez had a father who actually loved her, but he's died at the hands of alleged Ronin. So Echo is going after Hawkeye at the same way Hawkeye went after Natasha. Similar, though, to how Hawkeye spared Black Widow. It's possible Echo will find out that Hawkeye was innocent all along. Again, this is theories, guys, theories. So, related. Yelena can ruin Hawkeye's life without even killing him. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about someone else. So, unlike Black Widow, Echo is still closely linked to her dark past. She is the leader of Draxxit Mafia, follows orders of Uncle, who might be the Kingpin. We don't know. Might be the Kingpin. Haven't seen Ronin kill her father with her own eyes. Echo is much stronger motivation to hunt Hawkeye. When she finds out he was the owner of the moniker, it even turns out Clint Barton wasn't wearing the hood that night. So, Echo may still want to go after him due to her interference with her and her family business. What better revenge than becoming Black Widow's dark counterpart? So, Episode 3's told Clint and Maya Lopez that Black Widow has killed Ronin. This could easily go in metaphors, guys, to the fact that Echo decides to get rid of him. Okay, who will complete the MCU Dark Avenger lineup? Now we're going to talk about this some more. So, with US Agent and Echo secured, Val could carry out with her recruiting mission to reach out to Abomination. Now, this was last seen in Shang-Chi returning to his maximum security cell after sparring off with Wong, Thor, and Iron Man. They could receive their villainous counterparts in Thor Love and Thunder and Armor Wars. Now, respectfully, perhaps in form of an Olympic god such as Ares or Zeus, or a new tech-savvy millionaire who claims to be the Iron Patriot, such as Norman Osborn, or maybe even Justin Hammer. But when will Hawkeye's Dark Avenger counterpart be introduced? That's a good question. But again, Hawkeye Disney Plus show seems to be ideal opportunity to introduce a Dark Avenger version of Hawkeye. Now, the character needs to possess similar abilities to Clint, but also have opposite personality or background. So if Kingpin and Daredevil enter MCU in Phase 4, the perfect candidate for Val's Hawkeye would probably be Benjamin Poindexter, aka Bullseye, who was last seen surviving his fight against Kingpin and Daredevil from the final cliffhanger of Netflix Daredevil Season 3. Now, both Hawkeye and Bullseye are both perfect marksmen with dark past, but one of it is to prove that the other wants nothing to do with it. Again, Hawkeye could reveal Bullseye as a person who killed Echo's father under the guise of Ronin, which could set up Bullseye's mission to the Dark Avengers, similar to how he's joined the villainous team wearing Hawkeye's original costume from the comics. Okay, so let me know what you guys' thought about that is. Whether you want to see Bullseye join the MCU. I think it's a good idea. but let me know. I think it's cool. But again, so yeah, Black Widow's dark counterpart is Echo, and the possibility of Bullseye being in the Dark Avengers is also a possibility too. Again, and also the idea that Yelena might not join Val's team, and she could possibly get a chance to understand the real truth behind what has happened with her sister. So again, let me know your thoughts. It's just a theory, but again, let me know what your thought is. We are actually going 15 minutes in this video. As you see, my head is kind of off the camera almost. So yeah, I'm going to be doing one more article. I have to find something first though. I might go to Cinema Blend. Yeah, I might go to Cinema Blend. Um, Hopefully there's nothing that's similar. Or even if there was something similar, it just might have a different title header or something. So now we are just going through. We're checking Cinema Blend because we haven't been on Cinema Blend in a while. Okay. So again, let me know your thoughts. I really think it's interesting. But again, it's going almost on 3 o'clock in the morning, and I still don't have any sleep. Again, I think it's kind of weird though, but again, I might have to get some sleep or lay down or something. So at least I'll get some time to relax. Alright. Okay. So now we're going to be talking about Henry Cavill. Yes, Henry Cavill. Now we don't talk about Henry Cavill that much, but apparently we're talking about him today. Henry Cavill talks about the legacy of playing Superman and whether or not he can still get into the suit if DC decides to call him. Now, Henry Cavill is always going to be a Man of Steel, but in the business where movie stars are one of a million, many actors dream of just playing an iconic part. British performer Henry Cavill was lucky enough to take on Superman from the Man of Steel and reprise his role a few years later. Again, he definitely recognizes his contribution to his ongoing legacy as the Man of Tomorrow. Now, Henry Cavill joined television personality in her eponymous talk show to discuss his tenure as Superman, his ongoing gig, and loyal friend, again, who has more than happy to grace the studio of his fluffy presence. It's been a while since Henry Cavill's been professionally done Superman's outfit, but he has attested that he can still fit into the blue bodysuit, he said. But hold on real quick, I'm going to use the bathroom, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm still here. I'm just I just had to use the bathroom, and I had to lay back down. But okay, so he said in his quotes, "It's been a long time since I put the suit on, and yes, it does thankfully still fit. But you can look back and you just say and think, what a wonderful opportunity. Even if I was to stop acting tomorrow and go live on a yacht or a sailing boat and just travel the world, I can still look back and say I've worn the cape and leapt around the place and entertained some people." Those are some of his quotes that he had said. While Henry Cavill hasn't played Superman since 2017, that's not counting 2021, the Snyder Cut, it appears that he's quite content with his life right now, and you cannot blame him because, again, he's a very, very cool guy. Again, show business makes it difficult for a household name, and it resumes the countless actors that fill in the stints of other things that go on in his life. The opportunity to play the role of Superman is a once in a lifetime chance for Henry Cavill that doesn't seem to take for granted in the slightest. Now, what's really nice about Cinema Blend is the fact that you're able to have quotes from the people. But again, while Henry Cavill may not be returning to Krypton anytime soon, he has had plenty of upcoming projects to keep him busy. He has season 2 of The Witcher, which is set to drop on Netflix in a few weeks. He also has completed the sequel to a Netflix original film, Enola Holmes, with some other famous co-stars. And as his schedule wasn't already jammed already, he's also chosen to star in an upcoming reboot of an 80s fantasy action flick we know as Highlander. So there's going to be a reboot of Highlander, guys. There's going to be a reboot of the famous movie Highlander. Again, Henry Cavill is going to be very happy to just play Superman, but it looks like he's going to make movie magic for years to come. Because after all, he's a very, very, very great actor. Until the next films are released, one can wonder what can happen next. But again, you could see him again on HBO Max. You can watch him on HBO Max with Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League. And also, season 2 of The Witcher is supposed to come on December the 17th. So, again, let me know your thoughts. I thought it was really good. So, we are already an hour in. So, I don't know. I might do one more. So, okay. Spider-Man No Way Home interviews with Tom Holland, Zendaya, Kevin Feige, and more. Spider-Man No Way Home stars and producer Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal have discussed the film with a spoiler-free interview. Now, you can actually watch a video of it, but again, so Marvel Spider-Man No Way Home stars discuss their upcoming Spider-Man film with spoiler-free interviews with Cinema Blend's Sean O'Connor. So again, Kevin Feige confirms that Charlie Cox will be MCU Daredevil, and Tom Holland revealed he wants to recreate Peter and MJ's iconic upside down kiss, and more. So, this video has a lot of different things. It has an intro that has Peter MJ kiss teasing. It also has Tom Holland on how he patched up Marvel and Sony's breakup. Kevin Feige's confirmed Charlie Cox is Daredevil in Marvel Cinematic Universe. How Zendaya feels about Gwen Stacy MJ trailer shots comparison. Tom Holland's reaction to joining Venom 2. Marissa Tomei and how Tom Holland has evolved as an actor. Tom Holland wants to meet J.K. Simmons. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal revealed the secret sauce to successful Spider-Man movies. Tom Holland wants to recreate iconic Peter and MJ kiss, but there's a twist. Again, Kevin Feige is numb to your Marvel tweets. Jacob Batalon on a home theme in Spider-Man trilogy. Tom Holland and Zendaya say No Way Home trailer show you nothing in the movie. And yeah. So again, let me know your thoughts about that. You can watch the video right here on Cinema Blend. And again, go to the article where it talks about the interviews of the stars. And I'm going to just wrap this up now. Okay. So, I know you can't really see my face, but you can see some of it. Because, like I said, I have my hand propped up on my head and my face. And I am indeed getting kind of tired, though. So, again, it's going on 3 in the morning, and I don't have any sleep. So, I should get some sleep or some rest. So, again, let me know your thoughts about this live stream. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.